Whiskers was a very curious cat. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief and wonder as he roamed around his home. He lived in a big red barn that stood proudly amidst the rolling green fields. The barn was in the countryside, surrounded by vast open spaces and the gentle hum of nature. It was full of hay and friendly animals. Whiskers loved to explore every nook and cranny. He sniffed everything with great enthusiasm. He looked in every corner, always on the lookout for something new and exciting. Every day was an adventure for Whiskers. He would leap over hay bales, chase after fluttering butterflies, and bask in the warm sunlight. One day, Whiskers smelled something new in the air. It was a scent he had never encountered before. It smelled like sunshine and flowers, a sweet and inviting aroma that tickled his whiskers. The smell came from the woods behind the barn, a place that seemed both mysterious and enchanting. Whiskers had never been to the woods. The dense trees and rustling leaves intrigued him. He wanted to explore this new, exciting place. His heart raced with anticipation. He crept towards the smell, each step filled with curiosity and a sense of adventure. The woods were dark and mysterious. Sunlight peeked through the leaves. Butterflies flew between colorful flowers. Whiskers twitched his whiskers. Everything was so interesting. He followed the wonderful smell. Deep in the woods, something glowed. It was a soft, warm light. Whiskers had never seen anything like it. Carefully, Whiskers walked towards the light. What could it be? He had to find out. The light was coming from a collar. It was an unusual sight in the forest, where everything was usually dark and green. The collar seemed to have a life of its own, glowing softly in the twilight. It was lying on a bed of soft moss. The moss was so thick and lush it looked like a green carpet spread out just for the collar. The collar seemed to be resting peacefully, as if it had found the perfect spot. It shimmered like gold and had tiny jewels. Each jewel sparkled in the sunlight, casting tiny rainbows around. The craftsmanship was exquisite, making it look like a treasure from a fairy tale. Whiskers batted at the collar with his paw. He was curious and a bit cautious, not sure what to make of this strange object. His paw touched the collar and it felt warm and inviting. It felt warm, like sunshine. The warmth spread through Whiskers' paw, making him feel cozy and safe. It was as if the collar was alive, sharing its warmth with him. Suddenly, a voice spoke in his head. "Hello?" the voice said. Whiskers jumped back, surprised. He looked around, but there was no one there. The voice was clear and friendly, but it was coming from inside his head. He had never heard a cat speak before. Whiskers was confused and a little scared. He had no idea what was happening. The forest was silent, but the voice in his head was still there. Then he realized it wasn't another cat, it was a squirrel. The collar was magical. The squirrel's voice was gentle and kind, explaining that the collar had special powers. Whiskers couldn't believe his ears, but he was excited to learn more about this magical collar. Whiskers could understand all the animals. He was no ordinary cat. From the moment he was born, he had a special gift. He could hear the whispers of the wind, the rustling of the leaves, and the secret conversations of the forest creatures, the birds, the squirrels, even the deer. They all trusted Whiskers and came to him with their problems. He was their friend, their confidant, and their hero. They told him they were scared. The forest was their home, their sanctuary, and now it was in danger. Humans were coming to cut down the forest. The sound of chainsaws and heavy machinery echoed through the trees, sending shivers down the spines of the animals. They wanted to build a loud, busy highway. The peaceful forest would be turned into a noisy, polluted place, unfit for the animals to live in. Where would the animals live? Their homes would be destroyed, and they would have nowhere to go. Whiskers knew he had to help. He couldn't let his friends lose their home. He had to come up with a plan, and fast. He told the animals his plan. They would have to work together, using their unique skills and abilities to save the forest. They had to work together to save their home. Each animal had a role to play, and they were all determined to succeed. The animals listened to Whiskers. They trusted him and believed in his plan. They made so much noise, the humans left. The forest was saved. Whiskers became a legend. His bravery and quick thinking had saved their home. He was the brave cat who could talk to animals. His name would be remembered for generations. He was the protector of the forest, keeping everyone safe. Whiskers' legacy lived on, inspiring all the animals to cherish and protect their home.